Total chaos. No, it can be very overwhelming, especially with multiple children that are going to school and just the whole aspect with how kids are these days, like with having the name brand clothes, so going clothing shopping on top of the school supplies, it gets kind of costly. And I think being in recovery, especially in my early years in recovery, it's something I never did before. And so, for one, it was rewarding to be with my kids, going school shopping. And on the other side note, it was very overwhelming because it's like the cost you don't expect to be paying, now you're paying. But for the most part, I think it's very rewarding to get to be a part of that piece.
How do you balance parenting stress with your recovery needs?
Um, Support systems is the biggest key. I find supports in other parents, sometimes ones that aren't even in recovery, because they're going through a lot of the same stressors. So I can even talk to, normal, people and kind of vent what I'm going through, or, because they have the same things with their kids, but especially those that are in recovery, like what they're doing for their recovery to stay on track. Being consistent with my recovery. So there's certain things I do, like I listen to a podcast every morning. And it's like a recovery podcast that I listen to every morning that really helps. And then also just staying involved with the way I recover, with the 12 steps and with a sponsor and going to meetings. So I stay connected to that and I stay committed. I guess it's like a commitment to myself. I keep certain commitments and do that consistently. Tremendously. So now they get to, through the process of recovery and like, time with certain charges and things, and being able to go into the school and like get to go on field trips and be involved, and kind of like it's super rewarding to be able to talk to the teachers and know what's going on with my children, because before I would get snippets and I really didn't know like what my kids were good at. I didn't know anything about my children, and then getting to be a part of, and they're like, your daughter is very, in a nice way, talkative. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh no, she's that kid. She has the assigned seat because she likes to talk. And it's just funny. Like I wasn't like that in school. I was very shy. So it's really kind of cool to watch what your kids are good at, and just to be proud of them, and like get to go to the ceremonies at school. And we have a tradition, like the first day of school I drop them off at school, and we take the pictures and all the things. So it's it's just really cool to be a part of. And I will say I do remember a time, my daughter, her very first day of school, when I was still in active addiction, I missed her first day of school. And I remember just feeling such guilt and shame. And I finally made it to the second day, and I still have the picture, and I just look horrible. You know what I mean? And it's like I had to stay up all night to make sure I made it there, and it was only her second day. So I just forever feel bad about it. I mean, I forgave myself now, but I think
Yeah.
about that. I will say not all parents, like, I had to wait a while because, I went through the cabinet and everything with my kids. They got taken from me. And so I wasn't really allowed for a while to go on field trips and stuff with my kids. So that doing that, still facing like the repercussions of being an active addiction, I think that's hard for people who, especially if you're new in recovery, it's kind of disheartening. Like you may get your kids back, but then you can't be involved in school functions, or sometimes when I'm in like a setting with normal parents, it's just sometimes sometimes I'll feel awkward or like I don't really fit in with these people because I'm totally different or like my daughter was raised by her grandma, and so it's like I'm new to this group of people, and they're like, "Who is she? She hasn't been around for the past 6 years of that we've seen." So I think that's challenging for folks. I know it's challenging for me. In active addiction, we had no structure. We didn't have a time that we went to bed. We didn't have anything to kind of be on track to. No, not really involved with the job. It was always about getting one more. And so everything else, hygiene, nutrition, just a part of survival. We did not do those things. So now, with structure, it really helps. And it also helps the kids. Like they know that they're safe, even though they get annoyed with me and they know like I have to get up for school. It's like I'm consistent with it though. So they know they can expect it when before they didn't know when they'd see me or, all those things. I would say something that I don't do the best at that I could do more of is self-care. That's a big piece. Self-care, having supports, whether that be therapy, um, different things. I've had a lot of stressors lately. I had to get on anxiety medicine. So it's like, and that's okay. Like, not feeling like it's not okay that you have to be put on some type of medication for your mental health and being able to feel okay to talk to somebody else, to call somebody else. Because a lot of times I'll be stressed out and I'll feel like I'm so alone in this, and it's like I'm not. There's so many other people who are struggling with the same things, and not everybody, speaks about it. And so I think that's the biggest thing is to speak about it, not hold it in, because if I do, then I'm gonna snap on my kids, and it's not even their fault. They're just being 2-year-old kids, and I'm just stressed. So what I've learned is I have to take time out for myself, keep my supports close by, and sometimes it involves therapy and medication.